boy.
There's 3 different kinds of dogs. So there's a service dog, and that's a dog that performs tasks for people. And then there's an emotional support dog. That dog is a dog that helps one person with their emotional state. And then there's a therapy dog. That dog you share with other people to brighten their day, to help with stress and anxiety. Hi, I'm Becky Renee, and I own Woof to Hoof Canine Training, and I do a lot of training from puppies on up to therapy dogs. I'm a certified trainer. I have been for about 17 years, and I have 13 dogs of my own. I do a lot of rescue, I do boarding, and I do a lot of training. I work for Mary Carriola as well as their therapy dog coordinator, and love dogs and love to see them reach their full potential and be able to help others through therapy work. I had always, even as a child, loved animals of all sorts. I even had baby squirrels when I was growing up, and I had a dog that had some behavior issues, and I didn't know how to handle the behavior issues, and I said to my husband, I need to go back to school and get some training. So that's what I did. I went back to college, Animal Behavior College, and got certified and started training. My program is an 8-week class for therapy certification, and we take the American Kennel Club Canine Good Citizen Test week 4. It involves a proper greeting. It involves long line work where the dog is asked to stay at the end of a 20-foot long line, and then the owner returns to them. Then they proceed down the long line 20 feet and call the dog. It has to walk nicely by another dog without pulling or causing any reactivity. We have a crowd scene where the dog has to walk nicely through people playing instruments and wheelchairs and all different things like that. And then we take the therapy dog test week 8. So we like to see where the dog is at in that week 4 to 5 to 6 to see if it's going to really enjoy therapy work. I like to start people off in my program as puppies if they are, looking to go towards therapy. So I have a AKC Start Puppy class, and I like everybody to start there if they can. If someone comes to me with an older dog, I like to evaluate the dog first. Sometimes I'll do a home visit in their home. Or I'll have them take a basic class just to get to know the dog a little bit and see what the dog is like. We like to look for dogs that are calm. That's not always the case. I mean, I like a dog that is very outgoing. So we really look for a pretty confident dog and a dog that really loves people and wants to interact with everybody that they meet. I like to work, the obedience piece I tell all my classes is the easy piece. So the sit, the down, the focus, the touch, the wait, those are all really easy for a dog to learn. It's more the behavior stuff that is difficult for people. The digging, jumping, mouthing, barking, those are the kinds of things that we try to work on in our classes so we have a really well-balanced dog. Most dogs are very willing to sit and to look at you and to do, what you're asking that way. So we like to really help people have a really good foundation in case they would never take another class. We try to give them a very balanced approach to a dog or a puppy.
Blue, who's 11 and a half now, we started the therapy dog training classes, well, basic training classes when he was about 4. And how did that start? I was having a conversation with our old principal, Mrs. O'Shea, and there was some talk about starting like a therapy dog program here at the high school. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Blue would be so perfect as a therapy dog, and he's proven to be as such. At first, I wasn't sure where to start. There's not a lot of information out there about where can I take classes, who could I eventually get certified through. I found a teacher that used to teach at PalMac, and she had 3 dogs that were certified, and someone gave me her name, and I reached out to her, and we wound up actually taking classes together with with Dawkins and her and one of her other dogs. But I think finding the information can be kind of challenging at first, at least back when we started. That was at least 7 or 8 years ago. And once I was in and I had, made the contacts, from there it wasn't bad. I knew Blue would be good. He has always been so easy. He's always, recalls with him are very easy because he'd rather be next to me than running away. So he worries more about where I am than where he could be. And even as a puppy, he never chewed anything up. He always waits. He looks at you and he waits for permission before doing anything. He's just so intuitive. And I think that's such an important part of being a therapy dog, because you have to read the people around you, and because not everybody's comfortable around dogs. And he knows by reading body language, when I bring him into a classroom that's not mine, and I'm not sure if anybody's afraid of dogs, I could tell, and so can he. Like, if they just don't interact with him at all, he'll just keep walking. When you see people see a dog, it's very, oh, a dog, and then they get very excited, so then he goes to, he can read that, and he goes to that energy. And so yeah, he was just very easy. I was certified locally through the ARC. They have a program called Pet Connections, but I think there's other agencies that now are doing therapy dog training classes as well, and you can get certified through AKC and nationally as well, which we are, but because Pet Connections is affiliated, like they have a sponsorship through AKC, so we're all connected. When you start the classes, you can't just jump into the specialized therapy dog classes immediately. You have to go through some basic training and manners and socialization classes, and then when you pass the AKC Canine Good Citizen test, then you can start taking the therapy dog classes. So you want to find somewhere where you can take the classes, and again, it's going to depend on your dog and their temperament, their age, and things like that, but there's a variety of classes that you can take. It could be like manners or just a different socialization class, and so you take those classes, and then when your trainer feels like you're ready, then you would take the Canine Good Citizen test. Upon passing that, then you would enter into the level 1 and 2, and upon passing those, you go to take the therapy dog examination, and if you pass that, then you're good. Depending again on the dog, sometimes the trainer might say, he's doing good, but I'd like you to take this class again just to fine-tune a few of the skills. And that's what happened with my other dog, because I have 2 trained dogs. My other one, Dawkins, was a baby when I started him, so he needed a little bit more time, just so that I knew that if we were to go out to the community, he would be solid. One of our classes was at a senior living center, and it was a long room, and the seniors would come and watch the class because it was fun for them to do. And they would line up on either side of the room, sitting there and watching. And one day, our instructor said, okay, to leave today, I'm going to have you put him with me at one end of the room, put him in a sit-stay, go to the other end of the room and do a recall. I put him in a sit-stay, I went to the end of the room, and I called him to me, and about halfway down, I see him stop and look, and there was tennis balls on the bottom of one of the seniors' walker. And I almost freaked out. I was like, Dawkins, no, don't take out the senior. So, but he was a good boy, and he came. I was like, see, I never would have thought about that. Yeah, I was definitely less confident when we had to go for the therapy dog test with him. Once you finish and the instructor says, yes, you've passed level 1, you can go on to level 2, you've passed level 2, then you have to get tested. One of the most nerve-wracking days. But they put down every temptation, like treats all over the place. They're not supposed to eat them unless you allow them to, and just a bunch of other things that you have to do to pass and then become certified.
The Canine Good Citizen test and the therapy dog test overlap quite a bit. So a proper greeting. In the therapy work, they have to do 2 separate leave-its. One leave-it out of your hand in the wheelchair as it goes by. Then there's a leave-it on the ground where there's a bowl of water and some food. They have to walk nicely around that. There's a piece where there's children involved. They bounce a ball and the dog has to walk nicely around without lunging or getting overly excited about the ball bouncing. They have to down 10 seconds in the area of the ball being bounced. There's a doorway greeting. There's the crowd scene. The long line work is also in the therapy test. There's a 3-minute separation where your dog has to go and be calm and quiet with a stranger for 3 minutes. Any kind of aggression, reactivity in a dog has been a reason people fail when they get very overly excited on leash, when they see other dogs, people, the wheelchair, different things like that. Very shy, fearful dogs, they're not obviously a good candidate to be a therapy dog. I have pretty good sized classes because I have so many trainers in each class. So we usually have up to 12 to 15 people in each class. And we just had a test last week, and out of probably 10 or 12 people, we had, I think, 4 fail the test. And it was for more just not mature enough to do the therapy work at this time. It wasn't for anything, no aggression or anything like that.
He was 1.5, I think, after like a year, about at least a year of classes. I can't remember exactly how long it took us. If you have enough treats and he's focused enough, then yeah, it was fine. We passed on our first try.
I had a therapy dog for 8 years that did hospice work, and he was a little small Pomeranian Papillon mix. He loved everyone. He loved to get up on people's beds and lay with them. And I had one of my patients speak who hadn't spoke in a year or more when he interacted with Buddy. And right now we have a therapy group called Rock Dog in our area, and they are in the court systems. They're helping people testify, all different. There's so many different opportunities to use therapy dogs in this area right now.
The Wellness Club is a place for students, and everyone is welcome to come and find ways to de-stress, to learn if possibly they need to help with creating like organizational skills or setting goals, all things that can help them lead a little bit more of a stressless life. So ways to reduce stress in general. So typically at each meeting, one of my therapy dogs is there, and they are there to also help students just kind of lower their cortisol stress levels and put a little smile on their face. We do different stress-reducing things like coloring, rock painting, pumpkin carving, depending on the time of year. We do cookie decorating, campus walks, mindfulness activities, and anything along those lines where we can just kind of take a deeper breath and focus on, just the present. The therapy dogs, if I could just do an impersonation of everyone when they first see a therapy dog, it's usually the big, oh my gosh, and then a big exhale, which right there is just encouraging. It's like that first deep breath, and then there's something physiological that takes place in terms of reducing that stress hormone. When they first see a dog, petting a dog just helps them feel a little bit more at ease. And everyone that sees them, if they're not in my class, or even if they are, they're like, okay, now my day is so much better. And so right there, that's all I need to hear. It's just really rewarding to see that.
Well, I like when the dog's here. I like petting it. I feel like it relaxes me when I get to pet the dog.
The dogs always know when you need just like pets, and they'll come rub against you. They're so sweet. They always just like want to play with you and run up and down the hallway chasing something.
It kind of just makes you like happier. The dog just comes up to you and you can just pet him, and I don't know, it just boosts your mood overall. So I think it's just a way to turn a sad or midday into a really good day.
If I wasn't a teacher, it might be hard to know because these guys come here with me, but we also volunteer at other places when we're not at school. So I'm lucky that the Pet Connections organization has a variety of facilities that we can sign up to go and volunteer, whether it's universities during break time or during exam time and they need like a stress breaker, or group homes or summer camps. So there's so many opportunities for volunteering with them. So I think just making sure you get in with the right organization that can help you find those opportunities would be good. The work we do, I swear, it's just as much benefit that it gives to others, it gives to me. Like seeing people just go from pretty tense and stressed out to so much more happy and relaxed and smiling when we've, by the time we part ways. That is the biggest joy that it brings to me, is just seeing the amount of happiness that they provide to people. And it's just so easy. It's just so easy to do and enjoyable. It's not like volunteering where you're like, oh my gosh, what time is it? Am I almost done here? Yeah, there's no work involved in it. It's definitely all pleasure.
I would say come and take one of our classes and see where your dog is and see if it would enjoy it. We try to make our classes really fun. We have a off-leash play piece in every one of our therapy dog classes so the dogs can play and get some of their energy out, get to know every dog in the class. We have a lot of people that become friends in the class and do things off site and get together and walk their dogs together. So it's just a great way to see if your dog would like the work and get to know some other people and some other dogs.
I say try it. Go for it. What can it hurt? You go through classes, you get to bond with your dog more. They get socialization skills, being around other dogs in classes with you. Nothing bad can come from it. Just try it. Go for it.
Wait. What a good boy. Good contact.